podcast. It's currently 2 in the morning, so let's get on with it. Have you ever heard the quote, "Those who do not remember the past are condemned to repeat it"? Well, based on research done at Virginia Tech University, this is said by none other than Spanish philosopher Jorge Santana, and I believe that his statement is more important now than ever, in these times especially, and we can do something about it. Because of this, I have concluded that museums must be free, and after doing extensive research on this topic, I will highlight the important reasons as to why museums should be free, along with the pros and cons associated with it. Now, what I'm trying to say is that we need museums to further better our society. In an article from the Huffington Post, Emmanuel Arenes, otherwise known as the president of the Commonwealth Association of Museums, states that museums ensure understanding and appreciation for various groups and cultures. They promote better understanding of our collective heritage and foster dialogue, curiosity, and self-reflection. They serve to help future generations comprehend their history and recognize the achievements of those who came before them. Simply put, museums are extremely relevant and extremely important, extremely necessary, especially now. I mean, think about it. If you were of indigenous background, how nice would it be to have some representation in a museum? You could go up and see how your ancestors lived and how they survived. Now, if museums simply faded away, there would be some ramifications. And if this problem is not solved, we may recluse back into a society we once were, and possibly pay the consequences. We need to take advantage of these opportunities we have now before it is too late. Now, how do we solve this issue? Take the UK, for example. Their museums are free, and maybe we should look to them for guidance. From the Center of Labour and Social Studies in the UK, Dr. Abigail Gilmore states that having free museums has increased the visitor numbers on average in the United Kingdom by 150%. Now, this can help in two ways. It allows future generations to view unbiased history and see what their ancestors have done, no matter their financial background or really any background at all. And this allows individuals with suggestive opinions to open their minds and experience these wonders of the world. In other words, this provides an opportunity for everyone to learn from the past and view things from a different perspective. Now, there are many pros and cons of having a no-cost entry museum, so let's talk about it. Now, some positives include museums are available to everyone. Everyone has an equal opportunity to learn about their past, no matter their financial background or background in general. As stated before, free entry almost generates an influx, or it does generate an influx of people attending museums, thus having more of an audience and possibly providing a museum with the opportunity to present a new exhibit or special artifact. Lastly, with museums being free, that will mean it would be more accessible to all of us. You can go visit on your lunch break, you can go visit with the employees, you can go visit with the museum curator, you can take a friend there. I don't know why you'd want to take a friend to a museum, but hey, it may be fun. Cons, however, are a bit more serious. Having free entry to a museum will hinder the organization's ability to hire and pay quality employees. And as stated in Megan Stanley's article, museums would simply not be able to function without a steady monetary influx. Museums will have to rely on crowdfunding and fundraisers. And then, for instance, art museums across the country are having to rely on the generosity of private investors to stay in operation. Rashid Johnson of ArtNet News says, if institutions are under a tremendous amount of stress right now, there isn't a lot of assistance for us cultural institutions. Lastly, curators would have a tough time booking special events for the community, like famous speakers or other cultural events. Now, there are some counter arguments to these. For instance, museums can survive on crowdfunding or private investors only. For instance, the UK. Their museums are free, and they've been operating for years and years to come. And in 2015, the Natural History Museum in New York City made this statement: the combination of elements made a huge impact on the amount of money generated by the museum. And through careful testing, changing, and monitoring, the team were able to make the most of their investment in their new hardware and staff. Since they proved it was possible, I say we all should adapt to this policy. Again, I believe the museum should be free. Museums can thrive while having a no-cost entry, and this proposition is more of a cultural impact than more people think. Now, after hearing how impactful museums can be, would you consider changing our history for the better? Thank you.